Yeah, I want to congratulate Notre Dame. I thought Mike had his team primed for us, and they played with great energy and togetherness. Yeah, they're a very difficult team to defend. Um, we've won a lot in a row. I think we had won 12 in a row and playing lights out, basketball. And I don't know if from last night until tonight, we just took that for granted on the necessary components to do that. But really, for about 24 minutes, the first 24 minutes, I'm not sure. I don't know who we were coaching tonight. And we weren't talking. We weren't doing anything. We weren't following instructions. And it was like an out-of-body experience. And again, Notre Dame has something to do with it because they come out with that verve. And in the last 16 minutes, we play like we've played. This has been a great basketball team. And they finally found their character, and they put themselves in a position where they could win the game, which was, to me, unbelievable, to be quite frank with you, with how poorly we played for 24 minutes. And hopefully we're still in a point in time where we can learn from this. And next game we play, there's no more learning. You got to do it. So, we had not lost since January. And sometimes I think you can take not winning for granted, but the preparation to win, the emotional, the intellectual preparation that it takes to win. And we as a group didn't have that and then last 16 minutes we played our butts off. I'm proud of how we played the last 16 minutes, but not how we played before then. Questions?
Raise your hand. Let's get the mics to you. Let us know who you are, who you're with. Who has the first question? To our left.
Aaron Beard with the AP. Coach, you mentioned a lot of things that didn't go well in the first half. Was there one thing in particular that was the most concerning for you about your team?
Just that there wasn't it. We've had it this season, and then we found it at the 16-minute mark of the second half. And look, I love my team. My team's played great, but for some reason we were not there. And even if we're there, we may not beat Notre Dame. But there's no way in heck that we were going to win.
Again, to the left.
Jeff Lachlan, Triad City Beat. Did you feel like at any point, even with the 16 minutes that you played really well, and this question for either one of you, that you ever really got into an offensive flow?
Yeah. I mean, the second half, absolutely. We scored 38 points. And then we missed every jump shot. Q I'm not blaming him, but he had wide open looks. And no, our offense in the last 16 minutes was excellent. And that's I think the best Jaws played in a couple weeks, really, as far as getting him the ball. No, I had no fault then in the last 16 minutes. If we play like that, we'll have it, we'll be all right.
Middle of the room.
Laura Keeley, Raleigh News and Observer. Mike, did you notice right away that things weren't looking good, and that's why you called that timeout real quick?
Yeah, we said 3 or 4 things for them to do, and they didn't do any of them. And that's so uncharacteristic. Obviously, it's not because they have a bad attitude or anything, but whatever, they weren't there mentally. And we were trying to get something the whole half, but we couldn't do, even at halftime, starting a different group. And then I think they got themselves going, at that first timeout. And then they were a fun team to coach. I mean, they're battling, just like they have all year, So you have to play 40 minutes. We didn't do that.
Front row.
Brett Friedlander, Wilmington Star News. Mike, yesterday you said that Quinn had been a little under the weather. Were his legs there today? Was it more a product of them
I don't want to,
concentrating on-
I never use injuries and that sickness as an excuse. He had to guard Grant. And, Grant was good, but, the two of them were having a battle. Let's put it that way. So they probably tired each other out. And I think more so Quinn, I think he missed his shots because they meant more, because we hadn't played well. So you put some pressure on your shot. I got to hit this, instead being in the flow of things. I think it was more of that. But I'm sure he's tired. He's played a lot of minutes, and he's played really hard.
We'll also take questions for Jahlil to our left.
Viv Bernstein, New York Times. Last year you had a young team that didn't live up to expectations in the postseason.
I don't know. I thought my team had won 26 games last year. They lived up to my expectations. My team last year lost in the first round. That doesn't mean they didn't live up to my expectations. It was a disappointing loss. My team played their butts off last year to put themselves as a high seed in the NCAA tournament. So, we all have different ways of looking at it. I'm telling you the way I looked at it, and I was with them all year.
Tells you this young team is going to have that poise in the postseason, and also for Jahlil, Coach said this was a learning experience. What did you learn?
Go ahead, Joe.
Just we started off poorly, and Coach tried to warn us before the game that this was a game where we might get off to a slow start. And myself and my teammates, like I said, we started off poorly. So just finding a way to get each other going before the game. And you could sense something going on when we tipped the ball, because, like Coach, he called the timeout the first 2 minutes, and we weren't ready to play. So we just have to figure out a way to get each other going when things like that happen.
And my answer to your second question is that we've won 29 games and have been one of the best teams in the country with 4 freshmen and 8 guys. I like my team. We're ready to go to war in the NCAA tournament, and we'll take what the consequences are of our efforts. And each team is different. Each team, each season is different.
Back of the room.
Jack Le Guin from Zag's blog. Jahlil, you played very well today. You had 28 and 8. What was your mentality today with the ball in your hands, and what's your mentality going into the tournament?
Just trying to play better than I have the past couple of weeks. Me and Coach talked before the game, and he told me I wasn't playing as well that I needed to. So just trying to play better for my teammates. And the past couple of weeks, they've really been playing well, and that's why we've been winning. So I feel like I've been letting my teammates down, and I was trying to play with a lot of heart tonight and try to get my teammates going. But for March Madness or for the next postseason, it's the same thing. Just trying to be dominant and try to get my teammates going and try to help them out a little bit.
Any other questions? Straight ahead.
Coach David Glenn from the David Glenn Show and ACCSports.com. After all these years, are even you sometimes surprised that your team has the it almost perfectly against NC State? It was all it, and then you're searching for the it the very next day. Does that even surprise you?
Coach, no, 40 years of doing this, it's tough. I'm glad we've had it a lot, but it is not owned by anybody. It has to be earned, and whatever it is, all right? But we've had it most of the year.
Back left.
Yeah, Kip Coons for the Raleigh News and Observer. Jahlil, given the ease that you were getting the ball in deep and scoring in that run in the second half, were you surprised that they never came at you with a double team?
I wasn't surprised. We played Notre Dame previously twice, and they never double-teamed me. So going into the game, I was expecting them to play me single coverage.
Anyone else? Okay, thank you.
And one last thing. Again, I want to thank the city of Greensboro and everybody, all the volunteers. They go nuts to make sure everything goes well for us. And again, spectacular event. And again, from Duke University and all of us, the fans and our contingent, just thank you very much.